The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Welcome back, children. So in the last class we were studying about the different heat transfers. What were they? They were conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction happens through contact, where there is just energy transfer between molecules. So molecule doesn't move there and it happens only in solids. Convection, in convection actually there is a movement of molecules because of the difference in their densities, and it happens in liquids and gases. In radiation, it doesn't require a medium at all. Heat is transferred through heat waves and it happens in gases. We also discussed about the thermal expansion in solids and liquids. Because of this temperature, the solids and liquids will expand, and when the heat is removed, they will contract. So, will this thermal expansion be experienced in gases too? Yes. We have an activity in your textbook. Look at the activity. Yes. A tray containing hot water is taken here. An injection bottle is immersed into it. The bottle is empty and the bottle is fixed with a plastic tube, and the end of the plastic tube is connected to a tray which contains water. So what happens here? The hot water increases the temperature. Air inside the injection bottle undergoes expansion. It rises up and passes through the plastic tube and reaches the other end where it is immersed in water. So what happens when air comes? Bubbles start coming out. So this proves that gases also undergo expansion. Where do you actually apply this thermal expansion of these three different states of matter in your everyday life? We have some situations here. The first situation is air holes are made in the ceilings in the rooms. Ventilators are fixed in the ceiling or the top portion of the roofs. Why is it that? Yes, here also thermal expansion plays a role. The air inside the room gets heated due to high temperature. When it is very hot, the air undergoes, or the air molecules take up the heat. They start expanding and they rise up and they escape through the ventilators or small holes present in the top portion of the roof. So this is the explanation. This is one of the example we apply for thermal expansion in our everyday life. The second example is long bridges which are made up of metals are constructed at very long spans. They never finish it very quickly. They take a long time to finish the construction of such bridges. Why? Yes, you know that the bridges are made up of metals. Metal is a solid. This solid undergoes expansion during summer and contraction during winter. So, the engineers need to study about this expansion and contraction. According to that, they can reduce the intake of the metals or the availability of metals. They can make it more economic. They can also avoid distortion of bridges. Distortion means the irregular shapes of the bridges. They can make a detailed study about the expansion and contraction, and according to that they can take their own time, and according to that they can construct bridges. So that is why the long bridges are taking such a long time to finish their constructions. Now the third situation is When two glass plates are stuck together, how are you going to take it out? So, if you pour hot water between these two plates, you can obviously separate these two plates. What happens is unequal expansion is being felt here. The portion where you pour hot water undergoes expansion, whereas the other side of the plate will not undergo expansion. So, unequal expansion helps in separating out the plates, glass plates. Okay, children? So, these are the different situations which can be explained on the basis of thermal expansions. Thermal expansion is based on temperature. So, how are you going to measure this temperature? Usually, we use thermometers. We use clinical thermometer, whereas in laboratory, the thermometer is different. You can see the pictures of two different thermometers here. There is a narrow portion above the mercury bulb in the clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer is only used to measure the body temperature. What is used there? Mercury is used there. So, what happens when you keep this clinical thermometer under your armpit or under your tongue? What happens? The body temperature, if it is increased, makes the mercury inside the thermometer rise up. It undergoes expansion and it rises up, and it will correctly show you the accurate temperature of your body. So, clinical thermometer is only used for these purposes, whereas in laboratory it can be used only to measure temperatures below 200 degrees centigrade. So, this is the difference between clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. See, children, there is a picture given in the textbook. What is this? You can see a heavy breeze over there. So, breeze blows from sea to land. So, this is called as sea breeze. So, what is sea breeze? During daytime, it is very hot and both the ocean as well as the land gets equal temperature. But what happens is the land gets heated up very fast. Because it is water, the air above the sea gets heated very slowly. So, what happens is the air above the land gets heated, undergoes expansion and rises up. So, that part is empty. So, what happens is the cool air from the seaside slowly starts moving to the land area where the air has risen up. So, this is called as sea breeze. We have some questions here, we will try to answer that. Which is hotter during daytime, the air above sea or air the above land? It is obviously the air above land. Where does the heated air move up to? The heated air rises up and reaches the atmosphere. State the direction of the wind by observing the direction in which the flag waves. If you look at the direction of the flag, you can easily say to which side the wind is blowing. Okay. So, this is the explanation for sea breeze actually. So, what is land breeze? Land breeze usually takes during night time. The air above the land cools very fastly, whereas the air above the sea takes its own time, cools slowly. So, once the air above the sea, it is hot, it rises up and that portion is empty. So, what happens? The air above the land quickly gushes to the empty space. So, this is called land breeze, where wind flows from the land to the sea. So, it happens during night time. Children, the same happens in our planet Earth. Our Earth is spherical in shape. The rays fall directly on the globe or on the Earth, planet Earth, spherical portion. The equator portions are the ones where the sun rays fall directly. See, you can see that in the picture. The equator portions, towards the equator portions, the rays fall directly. So, what happens as shown in the picture? The hot air rises up in the equatorial region and the wind flows from the temperate zone as well as from the other zone, both temperate zones. So, that is why we experience winds during this monsoon time, May, June, July, we experience heavy winds. Now, we can easily explain why the wind blows from north and south towards the equatorial region, isn't it? How does the wind become useful to us? Yes, the winds are the one which bring us the monsoons. As given in the box, you can read it. It is in the months of May, June and July that the sun rays fall most vertically above India. The atmospheric air gets heated up and expands at that time. During this time, water vapor laden winds from high pressure areas in the Indian Ocean blow towards India. This causes monsoon rain. Sudden expansion and contraction in the air cause strong winds, storms, cyclones, etc. generally cause huge losses. Sometimes these winds become very strong and these lead to cyclones and storms. So usually you can see in weather forecast that there is going to be a storm. So fishermen are asked not to go into the rivers or oceans to catch fishes, right? Why is that given? To avoid casualties, we are giving that weather forecast in the news. Okay, children? Children, it is dangerous to stand under a tall tree when there is heavy rain and thunder. Why? Because of heavy rain, the tree might get cut and it might fall on us and it might result in dangerous situations. It is always advisable not to stand under the tree when there is heavy rain and thunder and wind. Okay, children? The another question is, why are special weather forecasts given to fishermen? You know that fishermen go to the seas, to very deep seas, and catch fishes for their living. So if the weather forecast is not good, prior information is given so that we can avoid the risk of losing lives. So weather forecast is always advisable. Listening to the weather forecast is always advisable for fishermen. Okay, children, we have completed the chapter. Notes will be sent to you. Now we will go to textual questions. The first question is, at which place is land breeze and sea breeze felt strongly? Coastal areas. At noon, water in the deeper areas of the pond is cooler than at the top. Why? Because the answer is the heat that reaches the bottom. That is, the heat which has reached the bottom of the water is being transmitted to the soil. Okay, that is why heat transfer has been done there. That is why that portion is cool. Hold your palm above and the sides of a candle flame. Where do you experience heat? A flame is being lit, you keep your hand on the sides as well as above. Where do you feel more heat? When you place your palms on the above of the flame, or above the flame, you will experience more heat, isn't it? Why? Because heat transfer is more there in that area. Convection is higher there. Okay, convection as well as radiation is being done there. That is why heat transfer is more. That is why we feel more heat on the upper area than the sides. Observe the figures. You see both the figures there. A candle is lit beneath one cup. So what happens? Convection takes place, isn't it? So air rises up, it enters the cup. The cup becomes more heavy now and it slides up, or it is lifted up. So the cup moves upwards. Okay, the expansion of gases is shown here. Now look at the picture. Yes, what is one? Question number 5. What is one? One is convection, 2 is conduction, and the third one is radiation. Children, I have completed the chapter here. Hope you have understood this chapter very clearly. So notes will be sent through WhatsApp. Have a great day. Prepare well for your exams. Bye and take care.